What should we be looking at, looking out for? For instance, as a citizen, and I see something, or what kind of signs, or what do you think? Because it's not in every case that you get. Yesterday we were talking about the pictures of RPGs, sometimes trying to dissect them so that when you get to see even the part before the whole, you can have an idea that this is something that can cause devastation to our communities for you to report it. So if you don't know, how well can you report what you don't even know?
You must know, because it borders on security. One, unusual movements, strange faces in environment, and the likes. People, you must observe your environment. Like I said when we started, Nigerians are very conscious and sensitive people. Nigerians will no longer be taken for a ride on any matter. You look at the issue of the dress they pointed out. The same Nigerians. I remember when the SSS paraded some people from Osho State. They said, oh, suspects are now wearing Ashwebi because they wore the same dress. There was another group that was paraded. They said, they are wearing TM Lewis. So you cannot fool Nigerians.
Now let's look at the upgrading of the IEDs to the rocket-propelled grenades now. It definitely suggests that a lot of funding is being channeled into this project, because an average person now, a poor man, cannot afford this kind of technological device in terms of the attack. So how do we checkmate their fund supply?
Yeah, I've said this some time ago that I'm actually backing the CBN policy of cashless society. This is one of the areas we can use to monitor movement of cash or money. The intention of terrorists worldwide is to create panic and fear. Our media too is not helping matters. They're even helping them publicize them more.
Tell us more on that. How do you mean?
I was going through the internet 2 days ago. I was reading through one paper they call Commentator, and an article, the new threat of Boko Haram, that Boko Haram has now acquired helicopter. It's unthinkable to say that Boko Haram has acquired helicopter. What are you trying to achieve? Where are you going to fly the helicopter? Do you have your separate airport? Do you have your separate, what airspace are you going to use? So at times some of these stories are sponsored, and our media will assist in propagating this the more.
Well, for a reporter, and let's try and see how we can do a proper analysis of all of this. Even the journalists, they have a duty to the people. Duty to nation. But if you get a scoop that Boko Haram has procured a helicopter, and you try to report all of that, isn't it the duty of the security operatives to...
Which duty should prevail more? Duty to the state or duty to the individual making profit in his paper? Which one should supersede?
Oh, you think it's about profit making?
Oh yeah, exactly. Sensationalism. People just put any... you can confirm this is the SSS, the police. They have their public relations department. You can cross-check these information before putting them on. Because if you begin to awaken the people's consciousness by fear, the terrorists are also happy that their cause is being pursued.
Are you saying the government is clueless concerning curbing this security menace in Nigeria?
How can you say that? No one cannot be clueless. One, I told you when we started that all the efforts by the security agencies, they tell you what is of interest based on the need to know. What is of interest? You see, investigation is a craft, it's a trade. So at times there are information you give out. It compromises your investigation. Investigation is a craft that is learned, And so is interrogation. When you bring out people to ask direct questions on their involvement in issue, you don't come out to tell people this is what you are doing until you get results.
Because that's the signal it sends to people when we keep having a recurring explosion of a recurring attack of this kind of dimension in the same locality.
Well, I think some time ago, I took a statistics. I can't remember the period now. I think 2-3 months ago, and I discovered that we had about 40 explosions within a given period. But we have the ones that were fought, over 240 in Nigeria. They don't come out to tell you all this. Like I said, if you begin to say all this, you create more fear. It will appear as if government is not responsible. And the primary responsibility of government is the welfare of the citizens. So I don't think any government in place trying to abandon its responsibility or providing security and welfare to the people.
I must say that, you know, the government is doing a great job, in all fairness, in protecting the lives and properties of Nigerians. But as it is right now, we need to do more. What can you recommend? Because we have people dying every day in this country. And no doubt you're doing your best, you're doing well. Do we need to recruit more people? Do we need more hands on deck? What will you recommend as a way forward in this?
Well, in issue of tackling our security problems, first and foremost, we need the cooperation of Nigerians, myself and yourself, involving in this matter of providing intelligence. These, in fact, some places in the north now, you don't mention Boko Haram. They say it's BH. Because if you mention Boko Haram, they will come and attack you. People are so scared. We must get cooperation of Nigerians. Now that it's gone beyond certain religions, everybody should be worried to provide information. It cannot overhaul government. Two, the government needs to, like I said before, to increase funding to assist in training and procurement of modern equipment. If not for the equipment acquired by some agencies in tracking down these criminals, it would have been worse than this. It would have been worse than this. So we talk of funding. I've said it on some occasions. It is this government from Yaradua that took security as one of the 7-point agenda. And President Goodluck Jonathan is continuing on that.
Well, let's close up with this one. Now we know that there are so many tips you said that people can give. You've given us explanation concerning how they came about having those similar shirts. Aren't you bothered about the claim by police, which is obviously in conflict with what the SSS is giving us with regards to the Edo State case of the murder of Olaitan?
Well, as a trained operative, I wouldn't be bothered. Because I told you, investigation is complex. The police is a separate entity, the SSS is a separate entity, but they all come together in cooperating. If the SSS, now they have people in custody, the police have custody. At the end of police SSS investigation, like they rightly pointed out in the media, they are going to transfer and hand over these suspects to the police for prosecution. But I think the most important is that we should be complementing each other. It's not an issue of rivalry. But you know, the agencies too are under pressure from Nigerians. Everybody wants to justify his position. So what you see is, I'm doing the best. This one say, I'm doing the best.
Are you impressed? Are you impressed with the support you're getting from the people, from Nigerians?
Why not? I said it, for Nigerians are trying, and I tell you, they are giving sufficient information, and they should not be scared. They should come out, because this country belongs to all of us. If there's no security, there won't be development.